You are now tuned into Flippin' the Birds, a Philly Sports Network podcast.
What's going on, Eagles fans? Welcome all to episode 53 of Flippin' the Birds. I'm Brian Cameron. He's Chris Infante, and today we're joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the real Prince Blue. How you feeling, brother?
Man? I'm good, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, fellas.
Thank you for coming
I
on,
now feel like I've made it to the big time, man.
No. Liam's not on here. Once Liam's on here,
yeah, we could have gotten.
First of all, Liam died last night.
He did.
You see him?
I saw his TikTok. Yeah,
He literally died.
Liam does too much sometimes.
The man gets no type of sleep.
He does not sleep ever. He'll send a message in the Slack chat at like 11 p.m. and then he's still sending messages at 7 a.m. or tweeting at 7 a.m. What the hell are you sleeping?
He's a grinder, man.
Bro, yeah.
He pulls up all-nighters. He pulls all-nighters playing golf on his Twitch.
Listen, he's a grinder.
He is. Love the guy. But I can't tell you how many times we told him, go to sleep and let us handle it.
Well, he almost took the long sleep last night.
Oh, yeah, trying to be like Zach and Julie Ertz a little too much. I love starting podcasts bashing Liam.
It's not really a little bit too common nowadays.
Not really bashing him. Liam, we love you, but go to sleep.
That's my guy. That's my man.
I'm good. You know, my wife is out working Taco Tuesday. I just came back from her job from Taco Tuesday, so it's not her Taco Tuesday. You know, the restaurant's Taco Tuesday.
I was going to say she has a Taco Tuesday.
That's when she comes home later.
Okay.
You know, and we'll get more into that later when we talk about our sponsors. But I had some nice tacos from there, and I come home and it's a quiet house. My daughter's at my parents' house. My dog is somewhere in the house.
That's never good.
Who the hell knows? I'm just here with my alcohol. Yeah, I'm back at work today for teaching, and I'm ready for this shit show.
That's why you're drinking?
I'm ready for this shit show of a school year.
Oh, it's gonna be a hard one, definitely. And something that's also gonna be hard is Jalen Reagor injured over the weekend for trying to make up for.
I thought we were segueing back into Taco Tuesday.
No. We're gonna stay away from Taco Tuesday right now.
When you said something, something else that's hard.
No. We ain't talking about no tacos right
Chipotle.
now. So we talked about this before the podcast started. Reagor chasing down Vontae Maddox after interception, tears his labrum. He's out week to week. As you know, being an Eagles fan, you know week to week means terrible things.
It really means year to year.
Has to have a shoulder amputated. Shit.
Every time Doug Pederson says he's getting closer, he's getting closer. He's in a different state every time he says different closer.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a scary sight right now. Too many injuries right now. But with Reagor out, you have JJ, who we don't know what he's going to look like, and you have the raw talent of John Hightower.
I'm saying right now, I was so down on JJ, so down that I left him out of my bold predictions article. Left him completely out.
Wait, after all the JJ talk that we have on this podcast?
Shush.
No, shush. It's Taco Tuesday. I can talk.
I had my bold predictions. No, I'm not talking about your taco. Get that out of here. Your tacos, burnt me. I had JJ off my Carson Wentz 5,000 yards. Jeffrey's gonna do this, and nowhere to be seen JJ. But after I saw that he got the AI arm sleeve, and he got the tattoo arm sleeve, I don't know. I'm feeling a little different about him.
He's a different Spaniard this time around.
Yeah, he's not bullfighting anymore. He's ready to go.
What is going on?
Welcome to Flipping the Birds.
He's not bullfighting.
He's ready. Yeah, he told his mom, "Get the umbrella out of my face. I'm ready to go."
Yeah, he's not a Spaniard no more. He about to be Hispanic. He about to take it over.
So, should Eagles fans really be panicking over the possibility of Reagor missing more than 2 games? I mean,
no.
He's a rookie. I just want to put that out there right away.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you why we should not be worried, because we're much deeper. Even if it's on paper, still we're much deeper than going into the games last year we was going in with those trash cans. We still got top 3 tight end duo in the league.
I would say top 1.
I think top 1.
No.
I'm just, when you say top 1, they be like, Homer.
Set Twitter on fire today. Let's do it.
Kittle. I'm like, shut up. What is it about Eagles fans where we can't give our own team props, but we slurp other teams?
And they've been trying to trade Zach Ertz all offseason. I don't get it.
You know what? Eagles fans get on my nerves, because when did we become so deep, so proficient, so prolific that we can just trade away great players? When?
Every year we restock. You know this. Every year we restock on talent that we can just give away.
We restock on quarterbacks. We don't restock on tight ends.
It's a quarterback factory. It's not a tight end factory.
But to answer your question, we shouldn't worry about Reagor because we're deep. We still got the tight ends. We still got Carson Wentz. And I'm gonna tell everybody, I'm bullish. You give me any team, if you ask me to pick a coach when the chips are down and you don't have your full arsenal, I'm gonna go Bill Belichick and Doug Pederson. I no longer worry about anybody that comes out of this lineup while we got Doug Pederson as the head coach. I'm just sorry. I'm just bullish on the guy.
You know, people still, they all love Mr. or Kid Genius Sean McVay, even though he hasn't done anything whatever against Doug Pederson. Peterson gets 0 love for Coach of the Year, but Sean McVay remembers the ice cream flavor he had in 10th grade, and ESPN.
That's phenomenal. Rocky Road.
Yeah. He looks like a Rocky Road guy,
bro.
He looks so. I just can't deal with.
But
Sean McVay was
to follow up with Prince. I completely agree with the fact that we can't. It's nothing to worry about. We still have Deshaun Jackson. We still have the speed of Quez Watkins, John Hightower. We still have the most underrated wide receiver, Greg Ward, who I know is not a dynamic receiver, but he's got hands. Let's put that. He's got hands.
He's got hands. That sounds good for a boxer, but I mean,
catch the ball. It's not like Nelson Aguilar. Like he could catch the ball.
Yeah, he's crisp in his routes too. You're not gonna find a bigger Greg Ward for me. Dude just came in after transitioning to another position and showed guys that been playing the position, Aguilar, how to play with some heart.
Hey, that's WR1 now on the Raiders. Now that Tyrell Williams is out, you put some respect on his name.
Or Las Vegas.
Hopefully he'll learn how to get a damn lap dance in Las Vegas.
Didn't he get in trouble with that in Philly?
Yeah, he can't even. He fumbled that.
He dropped the lap. He dropped the stripper.
Can't even do a transaction in the strip club.
How do you end up in Las Vegas is my biggest question. Shouldn't he have gone to the opposite?
Mike Mayock.
Mayock remembers his scouting reports when he was on the team. He's like, he said, this guy. And
I remember this guy.
He told Gruden he could run to the Spider 2 wide banana. And he was like, let's go.
I had a late one on this guy, and I'm telling you, like, man, get out of here.
Poor Aguilar. But, yeah, I think the Eagles are in great hands. How you feeling about the situation, Chris?
I mean, you look at the 3. If it's a 3 to 4 week injury, he's already, this week is 1, next week is 2. So you're saying he'll probably miss the next 2 to 3 weeks after that. So you're looking at 3 games, best case scenario. So he's missing the drama queens in week 1, and you got the Bengals the Rams week 2, and then you got the Bengals week 3. There's no reason with Reagor or without Reagor you shouldn't be 3-0 in those games.
Mm-hmm.
You got Rams, their defense, the Eagles handled that defense every time they face them, Mm-hmm. Jason Kelce is Aaron Donald's daddy. Aaron Donald is a monster. He is a machine. He is
mammoth, bro.
You take a chisel and that's that guy. But when Jason Kelce comes in, no, he's a little kid. He handles them. And then you got Jalen Ramsey, who's the most overrated corner in the league. I never wanted him on the Eagles.
I did.
He's lying, Prince. Don't let him lie to you.
Never.
I see the hurt in his eye. He's about to cry. I see it.
Never wanted him on the Eagles. I'm telling you, all these moves like Yannick and Fournette when he doesn't come to the Eagles, and Jalen Ramsey and Minka Fitzpatrick, never wanted them on the Eagles.
Play back the old reels right now.
Good riddance.
None of Philly media wanted him either.
No, it's a player like Prince and I was talking the other day. When a player comes available, it's like the reasons why they shouldn't go get him.
It's never the reason why they should.
Yeah. It's the reason why they shouldn't. I
don't understand it. Can we be fans? This ain't man. Why not? Why can't it be? I'm not. We don't have the cap space. Why don't we? It's not my money. It's not your money. I want y'all to pull out your pay stubs and see if you see Leonard Fournette or Yannick Ngakoue on your pay stub.
I don't even want to look at my pay stub.
These fans,
it's depressing.
These fans get so hung up on actually trying to run the team. You're a fan first, which is short for fanatical, which means you're unreasonable. That means, God damn it, if you think Carson Wentz can throw for 8,000 yards, then say it.
I'd say 7,500, but I'm not going to 8,000.
Everybody wants to be so right in their takes. Like, who cares? I once said Marcus Smith was a 12-sack guy. Who cares? Whatever. I'm a fan. I'm stupid.
I love Chip Kelly coming out. I loved him. I was so happy.
We all did.
A lot of Philadelphia did.
I was so happy. I was on the Gus Bradley train before Chip Kelly.
Oh, the Gus Bradley bus?
Yeah, I was on the Gus bus. I was ready to go. Defense, change the scheme, let's go. And then he goes to Jacksonville. I'm like, oh shit, good thing we missed out on him. I mean, everybody goes to Jacksonville to die.
And it all led to Uncle Doug, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Dougie P. So
I have my fanatical takes in here, but I'm also one that I can argue my point. Like it's
right.
Like I don't care how outlandish my take is. I only put out a take if I know I can argue it. If like this, there's here and there I put one out just to be a bullshitter and just say let's go. We're trading for Alvin Kamara tomorrow, and which I don't want. I don't want him at all. But like I can make an argument off that if I believe in it. If I don't believe in it, I'll tell you. Like I'm just kidding, guys. People take me seriously.
I'm very proud of you today.
Shut up. Okay.
Let's take a moment. We got to cherish this moment right now. I'm very proud of you for saying you don't want Kamara because Sanders is better.
I was just about to say something. You know why? Because we're not mentioning that guy enough. He has the ability to be really, really, really special. And when I say special, I mean I'm going to use our own running backs. And I'm talking about Brian Westbrook special when he can. Last year, he was arguably our best wide receiver.
Oh, hands down.
He was. Oh, yeah.
500 yards.
And it's not these corny flare routes or I'm talking Marshall Faulk-like routes that he can run. He can run the route tree. You get that next to a Reagor when he's healthy. You get like Carson Wentz legit has some yak guys now, not guys where he's just going to throw the ball and that's going to be the end of the play. You got guys, Carson, when he gets in rhythm, he dumps the ball off for 5 yards and he sees it go 15, 20. All right, we're cooking now. We're cooking. I don't think we mentioned Miles Sanders enough. And Chris, I'm proud of you too, because a lot of people, if you notice, a lot of people didn't come at you and say, well, no, people was like, okay.
He got a point. See, yeah, see.
Yeah. I can't argue that.
I love Sanders. I'll never argue
my
that.
Thing is, like, I get Kamara is a great player. He sucks as a person.
Oh, he's trying.
He's a great player, and I wonder how the dynamic was when Malcolm Jacobs walked into that locker room the first time with him. Ski mask. What are you saying? And,
so, do you think that's the bull that JJ's been facing over this offseason?
What?
Oh, you didn't get it because Prince just said he put the bull ring on his nose.
Oh, shut up.
With his blue coat. his blue fur coat and his sassy boots. Fuck, man.
Like I saw that when Alvin Kamara wasn't in the lineup for fantasy purposes, Latavius Murray killed it.
Mm-hmm.
He absolutely killed it.
He's not a bum.
But when Murray's thing was injuries his whole career. But when Alvin Kamara didn't have Mark Ingram or Murray, Alvin Kamara was not good.
He's a good two. Like he's a good number two.
He needs someone else.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders doesn't need anybody.
Mm-mm.
No.
He had Jordan Howard. They made a nice little compliment of each other. That's fine. And when Boston Scott at the end of the season, but Miles Sanders can do things on his own. Kamara doesn't need someone to take the attention off so he can do something. He needs someone to take the attention off of him so he can do something. The attention on Kamara is not really doing much. Sanders can do it.
Chris O'Brien, I put this out there and nobody really answered it for me. I asked Mike K too. What is it about the running back room that's making the Eagles uncomfortable? Because they've been in the hunt for another running back since beginning of the offseason. Like, what is in that room that's giving them pause to say, this is our room, we're set, let's go?
I think it's the fact that they don't really have an established veteran one, and they don't have an established power back. And I think that's why, segue now, like Leonard Fournette is now available, and that's why everybody's, crying for Fournette to come to Philly, because you want, that power back behind Sanders to take the load off, at the goal line, things of that sort. Because Sanders, Clement, and Scott, they're all the same players, just Sanders the better version of all of them.
That's a good damn point. If you put them all in the lab and put them together, they're Miles Sanders.
And you think, there's a lot of injury concern. I know Doug said today that Clement's healthy. No one's been working harder than him. But he's been healthy how many seasons in a row now, and then he ends up on IR. My thing is, you got Boston Scott, who's 5'6", 180-something pounds soaking wet. At some point, he's gonna break down with all these hits. And it takes a lot for these guys to hit him because he's so quick. But he can just slip underneath people's legs, and he can walk underneath people's legs. How short he is. He's elusive, but at the same time, we saw how Darren Sproles broke down over the years because he's that size. I know Boston Scott's got a way to go to beat Darren Sproles, but players of that size don't really do much. Look at Tariq Cohen. Tariq Cohen, when he had Jordan Howard, was good. And then Jordan Howard leaves, Tariq Cohen's getting his ass kicked. He's so tiny. So I love Miles Sanders up the middle as the big bruising back also. But that was my argument for Fournette. I get people making the argument. You talked about Mike K. Like he covered Jaguars for a while. Fournette's lazy. He's scheme. He needs volume to do something. But my thing is Fournette is averaged 3.9 yards per carry last year. Not great, but it only takes 10 yards to get a first down. You rush the ball 3 times at 3.9 yards a carry, you're hitting a first down every 3 plays. Mm-hmm. So you're still producing at a rate. So if you get a guy who wants to reestablish his value for free agency next year, come in on a 1-year deal. And I saw a report. Fournette's not looking for money right now. He's looking for fit. He's looking to win.
Howard?
Like Howard. You take a deal. I know Howard was traded, but you take a deal where, all right, I'm going to go to this team with a great running scheme, a great offensive line coach that knows how to open up the running game. The culture, Duke Staley is a great running back coach. Doug Pederson has a great offensive mind. Mm-hmm. You get me behind Miles Sanders, and I saw how the Eagles – if he sees how the Eagles did it in 2017 with LeGarrette Blount on the goal line, vulturing, TDs.
Fresh.
Yeah, and
he was fresh by the end of the year.
100%, keeping him fresh. And that should be Fournette's focus right now. Be on a team that could keep him fresh and not giving him 50 carries a game.
Do you think bringing a name like – and whoever wants to answer this, do you think bringing a name like Fournette could hinder the growth of a player like Miles Sanders?
No. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Because Deuce is – I used to give Deuce a hard time because I used to be like, he doesn't feed the hot hand enough. But Deuce looks at Miles different. He sees him like, I got to get the ball in this kid's hands. But Deuce also knows as a rookie, you can't overload him.
Yeah.
Because You know, remember, it was a while there we was like, what's wrong with Miles? And you could see the wheels was turning because, you know, it was Saquon, then it was him, you know. So Deuce, one thing about Deuce is he's a phenomenal running back coach. So him bringing Fournette in, I'm telling you, he'll have that room ready. Just like in 2017, all those guys was like, we getting ours. Like, even when they bought in
Ajayi.
Was there any unit on the Eagles that was tighter than the running backs core? Okay. Every time they did something and they came off. Remember his infamous, man, you got to get that train off your back. You done? You know, I already feel bad. that running back room was lit, man. And that's going to have to be the linchpin of this team if we're going to be having issues along the offensive line.
Yeah, like, you know, it's in 2017 it was Blount, Ajayi, Clement, Smallwood. Why can't that be Sanders, Fournette, Clement again, and Scott? Like,
I think bringing Fournette is the best option right now because you're taking the wear and tear off of Sanders so much. You don't want to like you said, you don't want to overload him. I
mean, he will still get his. I think he's going to hit 250 carries this year, but that's not much considering when you break it down by game. It's only 17 carries a game. So you get 17 carries a game from him. Add another 7, 8, 9 for Fournette. Sprinkle in here and there Scott, who can still split out wide and play on the same field as Sanders at once, and Clement too. There's still enough plays to go around, and Wentz will still have his 35 to 40 passing attempts because hopefully we'll have a defense that can get the ball back pretty quickly.
But the only thing about Fournette's game is he's a poor pass blocker, which has been something that's been going on.
That was also on Miles Sanders coming in, and look at what he did. Miles Sanders was a terrible
and you
blocker.
know, Deuce doesn't play. You're either going to give your all on pass downs or you're not going to get in the fucking game. So, and also I think that we forget there was a lot of times where, you know, when we got a little bit of a lead and we had nobody to punish the line and run the clock out. So Wentz would have to do these little short dink and dunks sort of running plays, and it never worked out for us. That's why you got to keep somebody to keep us on schedule. Once Howard went out, we were stuck.
Yeah.
When it came to grinding out a game, and I still don't think Sanders is that guy yet that you want to give him the ball
so many times during the end of the game.
Yeah. Because I think Chris and Ryan, I think he's going to be a 15, 20 carry guy with like 5 touches. He's going to be a touch guy. So it's not going to be like Fournette be like 25 carries a game.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be like a 20, 25 touch guy. That's the Miles Sanders. And then everybody else eat according to the game plan, whatever team we play. And Doug's really good at that. Having a game plan for each team versus this is my system, this is how we gonna play it. Because it was some games Doug came out, he was like, damn, has he thrown the ball yet?
Like
so
my thing with Sanders in my bold predictions thing, like I said, 275 attempts. That's 17.2 attempts per game. And I said 1,250 yards, 78 rushing yards per game. 60 receptions, which is 3.75 receptions per game, and 650 yards receiving, which is 40. I don't think that's too out of the question for him to average 118 total yards per game and 20 to 22 touches a game. That's something he can 100% do.
You definitely know that.
He's that good, Chris. I really believe in Miles. He's like legit that good to me. And I hate talking about him because then it's going to happen. It's something bad's going to happen. But he's really.
I'm waiting. Good. I'm awaiting the alert right now on my phone. Breaking news.
Don't do that.
Don't you do that?
Do that.
Wait a minute. Is the first game this Thursday or is next week?
Next Thursday, the 10th.
Okay.
So, Prince, you brought up a good point multiple times when you spoke about the offensive line. Right now, the Eagles are in a very, very odd position where we have a future Hall of Famer left tackle at right guard who wants more money to play left tackle, but Dougie's thinking about keeping him at the right guard position and trying out Matt Pryor at left tackle. Is anybody else panicking? Or is that just me?
No, because Doug's gonna do right now. He's giving Pryor all the reps that he can because pretty much it's like Doug knows Jason Peters.
Mm-hmm.
We know what we got.
Yeah.
So Doug's like, okay, so we won't be down this road again. Let's see what we have in case, Jason goes down or he decides to act like an ass. We could be like, okay, we got blank, so don't worry about it. So I think all this is a bunch of nothing. In practice, you play around with combinations, especially during that's what the preseason is for. And this is people forgetting this is a weird year.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of be creative. We know what Jason Peters is at left tackle, so he doesn't have to be over there. But we don't know what Pryor has. We don't know what Mailata has. We don't know what anybody else has.
I don't think we'll ever know what Mailata has.
At this point,
well, he could play the ukulele, right? Or it's the guitar. Which one is?
He could play rugby.
My only fear though is, what if Peters goes out of the game? Like he had a bad, history with that in the past 2 seasons where he's going in and out of the game late or early, and he's not, you don't see him for the rest of the game. Like, are you moving Pryor to right guard, or you bringing Driscoll in? Like, it's a little.
I think that's what Doug's playing with right now.
Like if it's Pryor, say Malu, Kelsey, Peters, Johnson. When Peters is out the game, Mailata probably slots into left tackle and Pryor moves over to right guard. Right now, Pryor is our poor man's
swing tackle.
Big V.
He's
a poor man's Big V right now.
Okay.
And that's sad.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Because Big V himself was a poor man's
Big V.
Big V. So
can you be a poor man's yourself?
But now,
but
now he's a rich man's Big V with that $50 million contract he got from Detroit.
That's
again. You play well.
Yeah, babe.
You shut your mouth. You don't make noise. Like, you think he said – what would have happened if he would have said, oh, since y'all want me to move over here to left tackle, I want more money?
He just played the game, and then he showed his resume that said Super Bowl starting left tackle.
That's all he had to do.
And here's the check. Right.
What you're seeing with Jason is a older guy who's clearly a Hall of Famer and knows it, and he's using his leverage.
But my thing, like with Jason, is like coming back to the Eagles, like you knew it was a possibility that you will somehow, some way end up a left tackle at some point if Dillard was struggling or if somebody went down. Like, you should have known that at this point.
He's a me guy. I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. I get it, the bodyguard, all this stuff. It is what it is. He's a me guy, and I don't know why some Eagles fans are upset about that. He's a me guy. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then when you're over there, fucking produce.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Everybody ain't gonna be a choir boy. Everybody ain't gonna be like, I got it, coach, whatever you need, rah-rah, Rudy type shit. JP is a legit Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, one of the best Eagles in franchise history. The owner loves him, so he's going to act like a child, like anybody that has a parent that know the parent got your back, because I guarantee you, I bet you the only reason why it's not making a big of a deal because Jeff Lurie is like, Jason want more money, what's the problem?
So where should I sign?
We playing golf on Monday? We is. We are, Jay. All right, man, cool. That's exactly what it is. Man, I wasn't even tripping when Jason said that. I wasn't even tripping, man. He's a
you think we'll be set out offensive line, no panicking?
Offensive line, you always got to worry, especially when you got Carson Wentz back there. But again, guys, and I hate to be a broken record. Dougie P, man.
Yeah.
They could put us three on that offensive line, and I'm like, let me see our schedule. 97, 10, and 6.
I got Wentz's blindside. Put me at left tackle.
People don't understand. This man beat the GOAT in both quarterback coach with a backup quarterback, a backup left tackle, and multiple other backup pieces in the game. Not only did he beat them, he put up 41. 41. Those so-called high-powered, expensive Rams put up 3 points. The Falcons,
that's the baby genius.
blew a lead.
Baby genius.
Give me Geritol genius.
Yeah, have you
over
ever
Baby
seen
Genius.
those Baby Geniuses? That movie, that was Sean McVay. That was starring Sean McVay.
Except with Axe. I swear it looks like he's probably
man. He has his
the
porn
guy
star
that
wife.
wants to talk to Golf all the way up until they turn off the damn headset. Golf can't even run his own damn offense.
That's
and we heard it from Roby Coleman too. When the other day when they asked him, "Oh, what's the difference between Wentz and Goff?" and Wentz commands a huddle. Like, oh, okay.
Golf is just an employee right now.
I get it. You can have your injury jokes, but I'm telling you, Carson is a bad man.
He is.
He's just so humble. If he had swagger, like let's say a Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, I tell you, even with the injury history and stuff, people will still talk about him. But he's humble. He's Christian. He's a quiet guy. So that's why people get their jokes in and they be like trying to like downplay his how good he is. Because I'm telling you, if he was like Lamar Jackson, if Lamar Jackson was getting injured like Carson Wentz, they would still blow up Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
But it's just something about Carson Wentz and the whatever it is
his
that
persona
he admits that people just don't want to get on board with it. But they will this year. I can promise you that. Pandemic Wentz is about to go off. He gonna have an asterisk. They gonna be like, Carson Wentz won the MVP, but it was in a pandemic. So what? Who cares?
You know what? We're talking so much about me guys and being on board with it, but everybody at home, all you males out there, you got to make sure you take some me time and get on board with manscaping. I'm telling you, Prince, you got to be manscaping over there. You got to keep the hedges clean.
Whoa, no.
You got to keep the hedges clean.
I want to be a baby in a lot of areas. There's not one of them.
Oh, no Taco Tuesday.
No Taco Tuesday.
Yeah,
I want that Cuban 90s Miami hair. Matter of fact, put gold
I got
chains
that right.
down
Look at
there.
that. Hey, look at this.
Put gold chains down there. Boy, I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm a real Puerto Rican from the Bronx. I got my chain. I got my chest hair. I got you. But
you got a Terror Squad tattoo?
Not yet. Not yet. I got to get my Boricua right here on my shoulder. I'm telling you, I had a Mitsubishi Galant, my first car, and on the side was
okay, good night. This has been real time.
On the side was my sticker, my Puerto Rican sticker flag right there.
Did you have the loud muffler? Did you have the loud exhaust?
No.
I
wasn't that Puerto Rican.
You a Spaniard. You're a Spaniard. JJ, Arcega, Chris Infante.
You're one JJ. Not
the other Puerto Ricans were souping up their Civics and
bubbles.
They was like, look at him over there. He think he better than us with his Galant.
Yo, shit.
Got 4 doors. We got 2.
Yo, but you know what? The Galant that I drove was probably the same price as the Weed Whacker 3.0, the Lawnmower 3.0 by Manscaped.com. That car was so damn cheap, and so is this razor that keeps your manhood nice and babyish, like Prince saying. It keeps it nice and smooth. They got ball deodorant it's hot. September is usually pretty damn hot, and your balls be sticking to the thighs. You walking too much. Ball deodorant, I'm telling you, it is the best thing since sliced bread. You spray, you put some on and rub it down there, you're good to go. The foot deodorant, they got a personal grooming kit now. Manscaped.com. Use our promo code FTB, 20% off, free shipping, and then you'd be good to go for Taco Tuesdays.
Don't rub too long though in the bathroom.
No,
because that ointment on too long.
Because then you're gonna have another ointment on there too after a little while.
That's code
Honey, what are you
FTB
doing in there?
at
I'm
manscaped.com
grooming.
for 20%.
I'm grooming. God damn it. Get out.
So let's tackle another subject that I know is near and dear to Chris's heart. Yannick Ngakoue is not a Philadelphia
He's
Eagle
a
after
bum.
teasing us all season long with Reggie White pictures
He's overrated.
everywhere on his Instagram. Took a pay cut to go to the Vikings. Do we think the Eagles even made an attempt at that point? Just second.
Somebody said they were close, and then it fell apart.
The
I
Eagles are
forgot
so close
who
every
did it.
time.
We're always close. And
They're
sometimes I
always.
wonder. That's why I tell people anytime we're in talks anything, agents use our name to drum up interest. I mean, if I know that the Eagles need a defensive end, I'm gonna say there are 3 teams in the hunt for him right now. It's the Eagles, the 2 other teams. That's how you do it.
Every
That's how you
report that
drum
comes
up
out there of a
business.
player, like today, the Alvin Kamara thing, Complex Sports puts out best landing spots for Alvin Kamara. Number 1, Eagles. Why?
How?
Why? Because every name that goes out there, it's automatically Earl Thomas, cut from the Ravens. Should he go to the Eagles? Why?
That's like when they do the mock drafts and every first round pick is a cornerback every year.
But then they don't do their homework. They don't do their homework. Like next year, our needs next year are interior offensive line, because who knows if Kelsey's coming back? Who knows if I know Brandon Brooks is a damn android, so he'll probably be healthy up until he gets hurt again.
Is he? Is he really an android?
I think so. You saw his body.
I mean, he's an android. Went off the field, like we need him.
But
then
he's still injured
on the field. And on the field,
but he's still injured.
They turn the
Fuck,
power
you look
off.
better than you did before. Injured.
He's doing Tai Chi with the damn boot on, and he's Muay Thai, and he's kicking people in the head with that damn boot. And I don't know, but like it's okay. I wanted Yannick. Okay, I admit it. But my thing is the price. It may seem like a great get for the Vikings price wise. Second, the 5th round pick turns into a 4th if he makes the Pro Bowl. So for a fact this year, Jaguars fans are going to host it's Florida, so they're going to hold a big ass party, no masks or anything. Everybody's going to have their laptops in front of them and vote for Yannick for the Pro Bowl, because if he makes it to the Pro Bowl, he goes up to 4th round pick. If this is the comical one, which I'm sure the Vikings were like, it's going to stay a 4th round pick. It turns a 3rd round pick if they win the Super Bowl this year. So it's going to be a 4th round. It's going to be a 4th round pick. So we don't have to worry about that. The thing is, like, if that was the price for the Eagles, then I'm out, because you're losing a 2nd round pick next year when you already are down a 4th round pick, and in the following year you're probably losing a 3rd round pick too, because we all expect them to win the Super Bowl this year. So it's just too much for me. For a team that's getting older at many, many positions, Kelsey's about to retire. Lane Johnson's about to be 32. And I know tackles play, we see Jason Peters right now. Tackles play on forever. You're going to lose Deshaun Jackson probably after this year. Same with Alshon Jeffrey. So you need to get younger, more rookie contracts on that damn team to offset Wentz's contract, to offset Cox's contract, Ertz's coming contract. You got to offset those things. You can't do that if you're trading away all your damn picks for a mega deal in Yannick. So I'm okay with them staying back. Would I have liked them? Would I have been pissed off if I saw that that's the trade? Probably not, because I salivate at Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, and Yannick Ngakoue in the same line with Malik Jackson coming in. But I'm okay with it. I'm fine. The Vikings can stack up their defense again, like they did in 2017, and had the best damn defense in the whole world, and we can still put down 38 points on them.
Why, when the Eagles are in a draft room, what makes them say, I want Derek Barnett over?
Because he beat.
I'm just trying to figure out, is it really smartest man in the room syndrome? Like, we'll show them. We'll get somebody
stats.
Here's the thing. Like, I spoke to someone who's very familiar with the Eagles, and he said adamantly, for years it's been they love college production. And they, with Derek Barnett beating Reggie White's record of sacks, and Reggie White is the Eagles legend. That vaulted him up. They had a need on defensive line. They saw the all-time sacks leader from Tennessee. All right, let's get it. He's an SEC, playing in the SEC and all that. Whereas there would be more athletic players who could do better than Barnett. They just may not have the stats because of either the team they play for or the conference they play for. They're just scared off the Eagles, apparently.
Who was in the draft? Drafted at the Barnett.
A lot of people.
It could be Chris. I don't give a damn. Barnett, not only is he a bonehead, but he don't give us the sacks to go with that boneheadedness. Now, if you're getting 10 to 12 sacks and you're doing bonehead shit, okay, I got it. Now, Chris, I want to follow up with that.
Well, I honestly, hold on, Prince. I take a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for?
Offense.
Yes, there you go. It's been a long ass day. That you think I would be drafted after Barnett? I would be drafted before him. Damn it!
You kind of look like him, to be honest. I mean, let's.
No. With my beard trim, I'm KGH.
With the weed whacker.
Yeah.
3.0.
You put my face next to Kamugruja Hill, we're twins.
Or Nate Gario, any other of those ethnically ambiguous players. But so you said college production. So does the way you said it sound like that's the way of the past? Can we expect different going forward? I
wrote an article about it, like using.
You're a walking advertisement today.
I am. I gotta promote myself. If I'm not promoting myself, who's promoting me?
I'm throwing softballs. He's like,
I'm knocking him out. So you look at, I'm in love with the RAS, the relative athletic scoring system, and it has the numbers to back it up. That if you have an 8.0 or above, you're gonna be making it to the Pro Bowl and all this stuff. From 2010, since Howie started the team as a general manager, to 2017, they were drafting non-athletic players that just had numbers from college. They just got masked by the people around them or weaker competition. And so you look at the 2017 draft, Derek Barnett leading sacks. Sidney Jones had the pedigree of being one of the best corners in the nation before he hurt his Achilles. So he was a consensus top 10 pick that they got for a redshirt year. Rasul Douglas was intercepting everybody at West Virginia. Matt Collins was UNC's best receiver. So it's like, okay, they take the best players from these teams. They don't care. It doesn't even look like they cared about how fast can they run. How's their 3-cone? Can they cut? Can they jump? Are they explosive? They didn't care. There's like, oh, look at the box score and look at his name. But now you look at 2018, 2019, 2020, it looks like they got away from that a little bit. Dallas Goedert, very athletic. They got. I feel like they got a lot of names that people didn't really know about the last few years.
And those are normally the very athletic, freaky guys that, for some reason, the numbers didn't pop. But if you get them in the right culture and you develop them, you get an Antonio Brown. You get a
Davion
Devontae Adams. You get a Davion Taylor. There you go. Start developing these damn guys.
Right. So
get some athletes and make them. Athleticism scares the hell out of coaches.
Yep.
It's like, man, they're fast.
Like I guarantee you, majority Eagles fans don't know shit anyway. But I love us, but we're stupid, but going as soon as Davion Taylor was drafted, 95% of Twitter is probably like, who?
Until they saw his highlights.
You look at the numbers. Dude ran like a 4.5 as a linebacker. He is quick as ever. He's explosive. He chased down a guy from the other end of the field to the other end of the field, even when he was down by 40-something points. Because that's his effort.
He's not stuck in quicksand like the linebackers have been. Like Bradham was like,
he was just declining too fast for his life right now.
It was rapid drop. Cabana Boy, bum. It was like Super Bowl, Cabana Boy, bum. Like it was no in between, no like slightly. It was like immediate. As soon as he signed the contract, it was immediately.
And then he went to the winning culture, and now he's on the winning couch.
So just to touch on the Yannick situation, do you think? Well, here's my opinion. I believe Josh Sweat actually had a big factor in that because Sweat's actually been producing.
Sweat's been great.
He's been getting better and better throughout the years. And if Fournette doesn't pan out, Fournette's going to want wild money in the offseason. And you
another athletic freak, by the way.
Yeah.
Sweat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then you got Jannard Avery as well, who's a big old wrecking ball.
Jannard Avery, it's who knows when he'll be back. I was also told
they took him out back and shot him.
Like it went from not hearing like
sorry,
Jannard Avery was such an enigma.
He just said,
"You gotta learn how to compose yourself, right?" You know,
we hear what he said.
I heard what he said, but we've said some ridiculous things on here.
No, nothing like that. I've never heard anything like that on this show. That is hilarious, bro.
That's how you do prize bucks, yo. They can't cut it no more. You take old secretary out. We won't see Jannard Avery no more. He gone.
All right, so then just Josh Sweat and then possibly Deshaun Hall if he could get healthy at some point.
Deshaun Hall, I think that ship has sailed. It's again, he's another guy who has athleticism, but he can't stay healthy. Sweat, his knees are iffy.
But there's got to be a player on the roster that gave the Eagles the confidence where they're like, yeah, we don't need Yannick. Like
Casey Toohill.
I think it was the depth. I think it's because, and y'all know I hate Schwartz. I thought he should have been gone 2 years ago. Brady Graham personally gave him another year after the Super Bowl strip. Because that rotation, I mean, these guys are coming at you fresh and hot. So I think if they have like, let's say knees or whatever, it's like, when you only going to get 5 or 6 snaps, those 5 or 6 snaps are optimal. So versus you got the guy that's going to be out there 45 snaps a game. They may flash a couple times, but you're not like a Barnett. Like I think Barnett would do well in a rotation because the more I see him, the more I get pissed off. So just for my eyes alone, like limited touches. So when he jumps off the screen and does something, I could be like, oh shit, okay. But if he's in there the whole game, I'm pissed off because I'm like, where was you, Barnett, Mr. Sack Leader, when Drew Brees drove down the field on us? Where were you? Where?
So for comparison standpoint with athleticism, Barnett was, so it goes 0 to 4.99 sucks. It's red. 5.0 to 7.99 is okay. 8.0 and above to 10, elite. That's, so we got Barnett who scored a 5.19 athletically from the draft.
He bends. He bends.
His bend is he scored okay explosively. Josh Sweat, 2018, and remember this is out of 10, scored a 9.71 athletically, and then he got elite explosiveness.
The only reason he dropped was because of his knees.
His knee. Matt Pryor, 2.8. So
that's why he's getting abused at the left side.
2.8 athletically, poor explosiveness. You got Sharif.
You got to react. Oh.
There he is. Like in the draft, this draft, Jalen Hurts, 9.53. Davion Taylor, 8.54. Kayvon Wallace, 9.542. Jack Driscoll, 8.9. John Hightower, 8.02. Casey Toohill, 9.51. Every single player, though, like Jalen Reagor, Sean Bradley, and Quez Watkins graded out okay athletically, but every single player graded elite for explosive.
I'm personally rooting for Jake. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Prince. I'm personally rooting for
go ahead.
Jack Driscoll to get left tackle. I think that makes the most sense in the world. He had like over 800 snaps in college and only allowed 2 QB hits.
But it was at right tackle. It was at right tackle, but maybe think switch. Maybe.
What I think. So, am I crazy, Chris O'Brien, to believe that whatever how he went in this offseason saying speed.
That has to be the motive.
Speed. I can handle some mistakes, but damn it, we gonna be fast. Because when you're fast, you put teams in a blender because they're like, now the cornerbacks won't be in their pockets like they were last year in the wide receivers' pockets. They gotta respect them. The wide receivers won't be like, oh, chicken dinner. We got Slay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Who's very fast. And people, I want to get this out the way. Nobody can guard Deshaun one-on-one.
No way. No one.
Probably the only person that could do it is coaching Tristan Church Academy or whatever it is. His name is Deion Sanders. Nobody can cover Deshaun Jackson. That speed is not his.
You put Stephon Gilmore on him, he's burning Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait till week 2 when he put Jalen Ramsey on skates.
So when people was like, so is Slade, like, is he a bust? Listen, again, nobody.
Everybody was like, Namdi. Oh shit, Namdi. It's like,
Namdi was never fast.
He was in a bad scheme too. Namdi
Y'all
came over.
saw
He was
it.
a terrible scheme.
Deshaun came back, and is his speed different?
I think he's faster.
Supposedly he's faster, but
and now he has routes. He knows the route tree.
Mm-hmm.
That's dangerous. And we know he loves popping off against his former team. So week 1
should be nice, 200, especially for fans.
Especially when we see Ronald Darby lining up against Deshaun Jackson.
No, honestly, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Ronald Darby has 4 interceptions.
Don't say that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because Jim Schwartz is an idiot. He's an idiot.
Either. And then you got closet MAGA guy, Jack Del Rio. He's gonna revitalize Ronald Darby's career. Mr. Conspiracy Theorist, Jack Driscoll. Not Jack Driscoll. Jack Del Rio. It's been a long day, guys, and I've been.
You just put Jack. I
got all Jack.
Jack Weed Whacker 3.0. It's just everything, man.
Jack O'Lantern. Man.
Well, we've had a tremendous time so far on the podcast.
Manscaped, jack off.
Are you serious? We just went full throttle with it.
Taco Tuesday.
All right, no, cutting you off now. We've had a tremendous time so far on the podcast. We did bring Prince on because not only is Prince a very, very well respected member of the
Eagles
media.
Twitter.
Like
great.
If you follow Prince, you follow Prince, you follow like 4 different individuals at the same time. It's like dating a Spanish.
You saying I have multi-personality disorder?
Before you reply to Prince, you got to look at the handle.
You got to make sure you're talking to the right Prince.
You don't look at the name. You look at the handle, because if you look at the name, you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Who is this bald-headed?
I'm looking at Twitter today, and I'm like, wait, since when did I follow Baldina Anderson? And I look at Prince, I'm like, oh, he's back at it. Because yesterday it was Jimmy Shitsky.
So I see a stick figure. I'm like, what? Why is Baldina sliding into my DMs right now? I'm afraid to open this up.
Babe, Baldina's in my DMs.
I'm afraid to open this up.
Your wife's like, who the fuck is Baldina, Chris? It's Prince. Prince, tell her it's you. Nope, it's Baldina.
Last time I told my wife a Prince DM me was a Nigerian Prince trying to sell me, give me some treasure. It didn't work out.
Wanted a Taco Tuesday.
I'm telling you.
He wanted to buy 20,000 Weed Whacker 3.0s. Yeah.
My wife can't say shit because when we first started, it was around the time when we first started dating. She was selling an iPad on eBay, and someone was like, "Okay, send it to this address," and the address was in fucking Nigeria. So she mailed it. She mailed it. She never got paid for it. I'm like, how are you gonna mail something? First of all, the person was like, "I'm mailing it for my grandfather. Can you text me on this number?" And eBay specifically says, "Do not message anybody outside of this site." And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it." And this was again 8 years ago. And so she's, I'm calling Homeland Security. I'm calling Border Patrol. I'm calling JFK. I'm like, stop that damn package. And they're like, nah, it's gone.
That's
so some Nigerian prince, got an iPad for free. Back in 2012.
Man.
It could have been a donation. Consider it a donation.
And you know what that made me do? That made me drink. And nowadays I drink courtesy of Tavor.
Oh my goodness.
Tavor is our other sponsor. It's a craft beer delivery service where you can go on and get some nice beer, some real nice craft beer. Again, it's expensive. Craft beer is, but you spend $25. You use our code FTB10, you get $10 off your next purchase. It's easy. It's easy. This beer I'm having today is going to segue into what we're about to do. And I promise it is. I'm not just saying that. This beer is a collaboration between two of my favorite breweries in New Jersey and New York. Magnify Brewing in New Jersey and Finback Brewing in New York. Finback is absolutely phenomenal.
That's the new brewery you've been raving about, right?
Yeah. Finback's down in Queens, and Magnify's in Fairfield, New Jersey. They had a collaboration where Finback started this beer. It's called Breathing: Conversations, and it's about having conversations. And the proceeds of this beer go to the Michael Jackson Foundation. And it's not that Michael Jackson. Which it's a foundation where they give scholarships to people of color, to indigenous people, to black kids, to people within the distilling and brewing market. So if you have a family who's in the brewing and they have a child, a person of color, indigenous, they allow them to apply for this scholarship. So this is a beer about having conversations, and lately. For a long ass time, we've been having bullshit in this country, like absolute bullshit. And it's, and for me, and I'm sure Prince is in the same boat. It sucks. So I see it both sides because as a person of color, I see what we're trying to do here. Especially black people have been thrown under the bus, under the rug, under everything for everything that's happening. And then you look at the officers that are just destroying the name of the Shield. Absolutely just messing up the name of what the Shield means. My dad was 29 years in NYPD in the Bronx. He spent, I think, the first 18, 19 years in the 46th precinct in the Bronx, and then he moved on to Bronx Homicide as a homicide detective. He ended up being detective first grade when he was done. They wanted him to be sergeant, and he was like, "Hell no, I'm not taking a test, and I'm not taking a test and spending more years." His goal was to see me through college and see my sister through college. He had 4 kids. My dad had 3 wives, so let's put that out there. My dad, he wasn't.
So he was a police officer.
Yeah, that's right. until my mother came around, she was like, "Get your ass down."
Set that shit down.
My mother shut him up. My mother shut him up. My mother said, if you want someone else, just make sure you know that my alimony and my child support is going to be way more than your salary. So my dad's like, okay.
Well, you go ahead.
My dad's like, okay. But like my dad, there have been times like at 9/11, I didn't see my dad for 2 weeks. He wasn't a first responder, like when the towers went down, but he was there to help out afterwards, and I didn't see him for 2 weeks. There were times where I didn't see him for longer. He was going to Puerto Rico to find a killer. He was going upstate New York to find a killer. He's going here. And I was always nervous if I would ever see him again because everything going on of the nature of the job. But I knew what he was doing was trying to help the community, help people be safe. Mm-hmm. And there are cops out there that are doing the complete opposite. It looks like there's cops out there that are joining the force, putting the shield on their chest because they have an agenda. And it sucks. Because it's like I come from a police family. I still wear it proudly on my neck, my dad's badge, and it's never going to come off. But at the same time, people are like, you're not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of what my dad did because he never did that shit. And it's just and now again, there's no conversations anymore. It's defund the police or refund the police, and it's one or the other. There's no middle ground. Like, you don't know what defunding actually means. You think defunding means disband the police, when it's not. But
Absolutely not.
and it's like the far right saying, "Oh, you want to get rid of our police." The far left is saying, "Get rid of the police." But the people who actually have damn common sense are like, "No, that's not what it means." But there's no common sense anymore. It just sucks.
So Prince, you're a retired officer. So obviously, definitely this is definitely a touchy subject. I could definitely understand that. But
No, you're
by all
good.
means,
I'm used to it, buddy. I'm used to it, Brian. Whatever you want to ask me, just ask me, man. I'm used to it. It's kind of hard because Chris will understand this too. 2 black for the bads, 2 blue for the brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it both sides of the fence, And then it's so weird because, again, no political affiliation with whoever you like, whatever. But it seems like on one particular side, it's always hard to debate with them because I represent everything that they love and everything that some of them hate. I'm a retired Army. I'm a retired police officer. They love the badge, respect the uniform, love it because we keep them safe at night. But to some of them, just my very skin makes them uncomfortable. But what's weird about it is me wearing those 2 uniforms trumps my skin color sometimes. Not all the time, sometimes. I've been in multi-million-dollar homes that I know I would not be in if I didn't have a police uniform on. Or I get people that on one tweet, they'll say, I can't stand niggers. And then the next tweet, they'll say, thank you for your service, Officer Blue. I mean, it's
wild.
It's just like that. But far as policing going, it's not even a training thing. It's an experience thing. It's a human thing because if you're not like Chris, growing up in the Bronx, did you see predominantly white officers in the Bronx?
Hell no.
What did you see?
I saw Hispanic. I saw black. That was it. Some Asian, but it was predominantly Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and blacks.
And when they came to the area, were you not able to talk to them on a totally different level than you would all white officer?
Some of these guys were hanging out in the corner with us and talking to us. Like it was conversation.
There we go. That's my point. I'm not saying hire all black officers. I'm saying just hire officers that reflect the areas that they're in. Period. It's that simple. When my people call the police, it's no different than when I used to go to a White House. They will go straight to the white officer. Excuse me, officer, and talk like I'm not there, because you're more comfortable talking to your own. That's just a fact. That's just science. It is what it is, and we can't get upset about it. What we got to do is we got to be more diverse in these areas. Like in Kenosha, I'm pretty sure if that guy was like, yo, I'm going to the trunk, I'm just making it up. If he said I'm going to a trunk, you got a black officer out there, he like, yo, don't let him go to the trunk. Because a white officer, 9 to 10, they'll be like, fuck, you going to the trunk? What's that mean? That mean he about to, he got.
Oh, what goodies you got back there?
So don't let him go to that trunk. Yeah. So to me, it's not even a training thing. So when people say defund police and all that stuff, of course, both sides are going to go to the extreme because they want to make both sides sound equally dumb. But when it comes to policing in America, I just think we just need more diversity in these areas. Stop hiring Chet Walters from Kansas, who's never been around black people. Go in the neighborhoods. I kid you not. It's a lot of people of color who would love to be police officers, but you know what's happening? Their parents are saying, snitch, this, that, boom, boom. So don't do it there. Do it at school. Do it at these basketball games. Do a lot of athletes are policemen. Athletic, they go by a certain code. They know how to wear a uniform, so they're perfect transition.
Mm-hmm.
You got to start recruiting. Stop recruiting college kids. Start recruiting people that been through some shit. It's okay. It's okay. So that's my take on that. You just need more diversity in these areas, and then maybe some of this shit will stop. They used to do it back in the slave time. Hey, they used to take the one black guy and be like, "Hey, watch them. If they mess up, it's your ass."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, let's do it now. Hey, it's y'all neighborhood. Y'all can relate to them. Talk to them, because y'all can reach them. We can't. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, you can't be like, "Hey, go fix those niggas," but you could be like, "Hey, we're having issues in the urban community. They don't necessarily trust us right now. So can y'all kind of grease the skids and do it that way?"
Yeah, that's right. People are comfortable with familiarity. You know, if they're familiar with you, not you per se, but they see your color, they see who you are, they're familiar with you, they can be comfortable with you. That's it.
It's something that I read about when all this started, the defunding of the police. Camden did something similar to this, where they actually just revamped the whole police department. And it actually did help in cutting down in crime, where me and my wife stood in Camden for about 6 months when my daughter was being born. And the officers were, if you were new, you were getting familiar with the neighborhoods. You were in the neighborhoods, you were talking, you were reading, you were going house to house, like introducing yourself. And where I live now, like that's, they hold, I forgot what it's called, but they hold these nice, like, events where the community comes out, you greet the cops of the community, you get to know them, they get to know you. It's all about familiarity, to what Prince said. So, it sucks, but the answer is, like we said before the podcast, in pre-K, you're taught right and wrong. Now as adults, you got to know right and wrong. Like, wrong is wrong, right is right. Let's fix the situation so our kids' generations could live in peace, because it's one big world. You bleed just like I bleed. Your blood is red. Chris's blood is red.
You sure about that?
Your blood might be infused with something.
It got my blood has tequila running through it.
Yeah, it might be purple. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, we got to share this big green planet. So, like, let's make it work.
Absolutely.
A popular question on teacher interviews: teachers in urban communities, how can you relate to this community?
Thank you, Chris.
Because
thank you.
You have students, like, that was a big question. I love that question, because I taught in an urban community in Teaneck, New Jersey, right outside the city.
I went to Fairleigh Dickinson University for a cup of coffee.
There you go. So that area is diverse.
Mm-hmm.
And the question I was asked, how can you relate to this community? Well, first of all, I'm Puerto Rican. And, there's a Puerto Rican there, there's a Puerto Rican there, there's a Puerto Rican there, there's a Puerto Rican there. And I grew up in the Bronx. I know where these kids are coming from. A lot of these kids I know are coming from broken homes. I was fortunate I did not. But I've had friends. I've had friends who've lost friends. I've had friends who've lost parents. I've had friends who who walk up to homes and you hear the parents screaming in the house before the kid even walks in. And it even gets louder as the kid walks in. I've been through that as a kid, and I could help these kids learn how to cope with that. I can teach these kids how that choosing to go on the street and do this instead of playing a sport or doing a club and all this is the wrong decision. Like, I can talk to these kids, and I was there for 5 years, and I love those kids. They're still, no matter how many years they're out of school, they're going to always be my kids. I have their numbers and all that, because I made it a point to know all my kids that come off the bus. I knew it. Like, being a PE teacher, I know every single kid in the school, every single.
And they trust you.
And they trust me. Like I'm still in Teaneck in the summer as a summer camp director, and as soon as I became director, our enrollment went up, because the parents knew me. As soon as they heard that I was director, they was like, "I'm sending my kid there," because they knew me. I take the time to get to know these kids and their families and all that. I know what they had for dinner the night before, or where they're going on vacation, because I take the time. that should be in every public servant, because that's what teachers are. We're public servants. So are cops, or firefighters, or we serve the public. So that has to be, if you're a public servant, if you are serving the public, how can you help the public that you are serving?
Mhm.
You cannot be, all right, what's 2 + 2? Okay, here's the badge. It can't be that way. Can't be that way anymore.
Completely agree.
Same.
Well, Prince, I truly hope this is not the last time you join us, because I had a ball with you on today. I'm not going to lie.
Set them up. I'll be on.
I'm never going to forget that line that you said that I will not repeat.
They took him out. I thought they took him out back and shot him.
But to everybody listening, man, where can we, where can they follow you? Where can they get all the
If
hot
they're not following you,
personality? It's a big crime.
Well, on Twitter, you can follow me at Real Prince Blue, a.k.a. at Baldina Anderson, a.k.a. Jimmy Shitsky, a.k.a. James Savage, a.k.a. It's just
a whole
just pay attention to the at Real Time.
Are you
Prince
Puerto
Blue.
Rican? Do you have any Puerto Rican blood in you?
No. My father was black. My mama was Negro. So
because you have the tendencies of a Spanish woman with all these personalities.
No, but Real Time Prince Blue, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays at 8, or whenever I get pissed off with somebody and I want to fire up an emergency broadcast. That's pretty much it. That's it, man. I'm not, this is y'all show. I'm horrible at promoting myself. I hate talking about myself.
You're good,
so
man.
I try to get out word of mouth by trolling and pissing off people.
You do troll a lot. But Prince, thank you for coming on, man. It was definitely a pleasure, man. I had a really good time.
How come we was the only two bald people here, man?
Because Chris won't shave his head.
Look at how nice this is, man.
No.
I got a full head of hair.
I've been telling him since we started this podcast to shave his head, and he's not.
You convinced my wife. I swear. I as soon as I come home with no hair in my head, she's sending me outside. Not even the guest room. Not even the guest room.
First of all,
she's gonna put me
that
outside.
is the closest I've ever seen a haircut. It's like they lined up your skull, like your brain. Like,
yes. Now, you know what?
You got the tight cut.
I do my own shape ups. Look how nice I am. Look how
you're
nice
definitely not Hispanic. You do your own shape.
Of course. With the straight edge, I've learned. How many times I've gone to a Hispanic? How many times I've gone to a Hispanic barbershop? Even when I moved up to Whiteville from the Bronx, I was traveling. I made my parents go down to the Bronx to go to a barbershop, and I was still doing that into my 20s. Because
I've been to the barbershop in like 4 or 5 years.
You go to the bowling ball shine for your head.
It's called just shaving my head, bowling ball shine.
You got the damn towel going on here.
Anyways,
with the wax. You got the wax right here, and then you're like.
If you've tuned into us for this long, we thank you. We're grateful. We hope you had a good time.
They probably pressed X half hour ago.
Tune into us next week, where maybe Chris shaves his head. Until then, I'm Brian Cameron. He's Chris Infante. And again, thank you so much, Prince, for coming on, man.
Oh, nice to see.
Anytime, fellas. Enjoyed it. Really did.
Can't ruin that.
If Barnett gets 13 sacks, you got to shave your head.
Deal.
Ooh, nice.
Deal.
Okay,
100%.
So
definitely saving this one.
Deal. That's the easiest bet I've ever made.
Watch, he's going to get 21 sacks.
He's going to break the record. I'm going to have to shave my head, shave my beard, shave my chest hair. I'm going to be
all with the Weed Whacker 3.0 on Zoom.
I'm going to be a walking Manscaped promotion.
Yeah, you're going to have to do it on Zoom live. That's the promotion of the year.
Oh, that would be nice. Okay.
Derek Barnett, you hear that? Break the record.
Let's see how it goes.
Please.
I'm going to become an Olympic swimmer. Just become hairless.
I appreciate you, fellas.
Nah, man. Thank you for the good time, man.
All right. You guys be good.
You too, man. Until next week, guys.
Go Birds.
Yes, sir.
Always.